human eye, this is for class 10, human eye, the colorful world. So let us know about the eye. The upper thin layer through which the light enters is the cornea, and in the middle it is the pupil, and on the both sides it is the iris muscles. The iris muscles, it controls the size of the pupil, and the pupil, it regulates the amount of light entering into the eye. Now behind it is the eye lens. It is a fibrous jelly like substance, and on both sides the ciliary muscles are present. So the ciliary muscles, it controls the, you can say it controls the focal length. It controls the focal length. So how ciliary muscles controls the focal length? Because your eye, it is a fibrous jelly like substance, and how this ciliary muscles controls your eye lens. So when the ciliary muscles get relaxed, your eye lens becomes thin and your focal length increases. Now, so you can see distant object. When your ciliary muscles get contract, then the eye lens, the thickness of the eye lens increases and it bulges, so your focal length decreases and you can see nearby objects. So here comes our power of accommodation. That is our ability of our eye to adjust its focal length. That means eye can adjust its focal length. This is called the power of accommodation. That means it is the ability to adjust its focal length. The eye can automatically adjust its focal length. That is called the power of accommodation. And here there are 2 points. One is the nearer point and other is the far point. The nearer point of a normal eye is 25 centimeters. That means if an object is kept at a distance of 25 centimeters from our eye, we can see the object without any strain in our brain. And our far point is infinity. So here we have learnt about eye. We have learnt about how this eye lens is adjusted. We have learnt about the power of accommodation. We have learnt about the near point of a normal eye and the far point of a normal eye. Now, our next topic is the defect in eyes. There are 3 types of defects. One is myopia, another is hypermetropia, and third is the presbyopia. Myopia, it is called as the nearsightedness. That means you can see near object but you can't see far object. So what is the defect? That is your far point is less than infinity. That is your far point is less than infinity. That means your image is formed before the retina, and this can be rectified by concave lens, So here this retina, it is consist of photosensitive cell, and when the light ray falls on it, the cells get activated and it sends its information to the brain via optic nerves. And next is your hypermetropia. In hypermetropia, that is far-sightedness, your eye can see far object but you feel difficult to see nearby object. That means what has happened here, that is your near point is far away from the normal near point. Your near point is far away from the normal near point. That means your image is forming behind the retina, and this can be corrected by convex lens. So again I am telling you, repeatedly I am telling you, in myopia what has happened, it is nearsightedness. That means you can see near object but you can't feel difficult in seeing far object. So what has happened actually, that is your far point is less than infinity, your far point is less than infinity. That means your image is formed in front of the retina, and such defects can be rectified by using concave lens. Then another is hypermetropia. This is far-sightedness. This is far, that you can see far object, but you feel difficult in to see the nearby object. So what has happened here? That means your near point is far away from the normal near point, and that means your image is formed behind the retina, and this can be rectified by using convex lens. Now here comes about our prism. So here prism, it can disperse the white light into 7 colors. So a prism plays an important role. Here the incident ray falls on one face of a prism, and then it gets refracted, and after that it emerges out, which is called the emergent ray. Now if the incident ray and the refracted ray are moved further, they intersect at a point and forms an angle that is called angle of dispersion. So different lights have different angle of dispersion, so they get split up into 7 colors. This band of 7 colors is called spectrum, and the splitting of white light, it is called dispersion. Splitting of white light, it is called dispersion. So here you remember an important point, that red light has longer wavelength and the blue light has shorter wavelength. So what is the advantage of it? So when light enters the atmosphere, the blue light being smaller wavelength, it gets splitted up and the sky looks blue. The sky looks blue because the blue lights, because of its smaller wavelength, it gets splitted up by the dust particles present in the atmosphere, and so we see the sky color blue. And on the other hand, because the red light has longer wavelength, it can't split the red light. But remember that when another point is that therefore the sky looks blue. Now next important thing here is that rainbow. How rainbow is created? After a heavy shower, you will see a rainbow. That means rainbow is always formed on the opposite side of the sunlight. Here the water bubbles present in the atmosphere, it acts like a prism. So what happens when the light ray enters into it, it gets refracted and then dispersed, and after that it undergoes total internal reflection, and then it's refracted out, comes out with the 7 colors. So the color of the rainbow is there, so it has 7 colors. So now here we find that white light consists of 7 colors. Now let us move to the twinkling of the stars. Why the stars twinkles? Now the main point here is why the star twinkles. The point here is that the star is very far away from us, and it is like a sun, it has its own light. So when the light enters through the earth atmosphere, if you consider the earth atmosphere as layers, the light moves from the rarer medium to denser medium at every stage, and so the reflected light is bent towards the north. Now when the refracted light reaches our eye, if we produce the refracted ray, we get the apparent position of the star. And remember that the real position of the star is always below the apparent position. Now what happens, since the atmosphere is not still, so the path of the sunlight, the path of the sunlight, sorry, sunlight not, because I am speaking of star. So the path of the light from the stars, its position, the position of the refracted ray changes. The position of the refracted ray changes because your earth atmosphere is not still. As the position of the refracted light changes, so the star appears to flicker. So there is fluctuation of light. There is fluctuation of light, and it appears to our eye as it is flickering. That means I am again going to explain. Since your earth atmosphere is not still, so the path of the sunlight from the star, its position changes. That means it shifts for a second. It gets shifts for a second, and so it fluctuates. That means this fluctuates, appears to our eye that it is flickering, and the sun, therefore the stars, it twinkles. Now the next question is, why planet do not twinkle? Now planet is considered, if you consider it is considered not a point source, it is considered as a collection of point sources. And the sun and the light, not sunlight, the light entering from each source, as it enters into our eye, the average is zero. As all the lights from the point source, as it enters our eye, then its average comes out to be zero. So the planet does not flicker. It does not twinkle. So this is all about your given in your topic, in this topic. And the next important is the Tyndall effect. That is, when light passes through colloidal solution, you see the path of the light. Why? Because the colloidal particles, the lights get reflected by the colloidal particles, and you can see the path of the light, and this is called as the Tyndall effect. So here you see that another important point, that when the sun rises or when the sun sets, what happens? That is, you see red color. Why? Because the sun is at the horizon, and when light is coming from the horizon, as the wavelength of light of the red light is longer, the other lights have shorter wavelengths. It gets splitted up. Only the red light enters our eye, and we see the reddish color during sunset and sunrise, because the sun are at horizon. This it is at far away from us, and the red light, it has longer wavelength, so the dust particles in the atmosphere can't split it, and other light are split by the dust particles, and therefore the red light, it enters our eye and it appears reddish. So here you see that therefore you see that the red danger signals are given red color. Because of its longer wavelength, it can travel a long distance, and the dust particles in the atmosphere can't split it. So this is all about it in this topic.